Welcome once again, guys, to the MMOs.com podcast. This is episode 11, and this is Altai, joined by...
Remo?
Gumbo.
And Shirley.
There we are.
Shirley, you sound sick over there. You alright?
I've been sick for like 2 weeks.
Really? Dang.
Yeah.
That DOT takes long to decay.
When is your little Alaska cruise?
In a week. 10 days.
Oh, I hope you're not sick for that.
That Arctic air. Well, that doesn't make any sense, but that cold air.
The cold air.
It'll help me.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this week the big news was SkyForge. That game was in early access and then stress test, but finally on July 16th it came out to regular, good old-fashioned open beta.
Good old.
You mean release?
You mean release? I hate that term.
My bad.
Open beta. The excuse that there's still bugs.
Yeah, it's
forever.
Exactly. So, in fact, if you go back and look at some of the older game releases, like free-to-play especially, there's no transition from open beta to full release. Some games will say, okay, we're released now, right? Other games are just open beta forever. You know, there's been no official announcement of full release. But basically, open beta means full release.
Well, whatever it is, I was glad to finally play. I never bought the Founders Packs or anything, so that was my first time playing it, and it was fun. It was probably the most fun I had in a free-to-play game this year.
Wow, bold words.
Well, MMORPG, I should say, actually. Yeah.
A lot. I'd say this. Yeah. Go ahead, Omer. Take it away.
Take it away. I enjoyed it quite a bit too, but a lot of people have been complaining about it.
It's not an open world. Yeah, it's not an open world, and it never touted to be an open world. I think some of the complaints are derived from a sense of entitlement, or like, you know, people saying, "But I want to get all the classes in the first week." Well, the point of the game is to progress through the Atlas system to unlock classes. I actually really like the system. I think that people who feel entitled to a certain class need to, I don't know, open their minds a little. The point of the game is to progress through the system and unlock the classes. It's part of the fun. Actually, I think what they've done inspires longevity rather than people who go in and burn out in the game because they unlock everything in the first week.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, definitely. I mean, having only like the 3 playable classes at the beginning was a bit odd, but I think you're right. It makes people work towards the class they want to play. You know, it gives you a reason to keep playing. You know, you want to unlock that one class, you know, or the few classes you do want to play.
It creates a sense of implicit reward that you don't often find in games now, where the reward comes from gear or maxing out. But in SkyForge, it's the classes that feel rewarding. Now, I know that the other big complaint is that you're limited.
Before we get there, one more thing.
Yeah, I want to just say a quick thing too. So if one of you guys haven't played SkyForge yet, basically there's no you have one character per account, and you can unlock you can play as any of the classes as you unlock them with that one character, and you can switch between them. So there's not traditional levels. Instead, you just gain prestige as you advance through this skill tree.
The Atlas, actually.
Well, I'm just simplifying it a little.
Yeah.
And it's kind of has some similarities, I thought, with the Path of Exile skill tree, where you can go basically anywhere.
With the exception that you can unlock everything in SkyForge, whereas Path of Exile, you have
there's a level cap. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Although you really, theoretically, you can unlock everything.
No, people will. Guaranteed, people will.
It's going to take a long time.
I think somebody will do it like within like the first year, easily. Within the first couple of months,
easily.
The
first year, sure.
First couple of months, it'll be done.
I know that you can, you could technically, or you could try and guess when the first person can cap, but because the cap on how much experience you can get per week is raised, I'm actually not sure how it's going to play out.
Plus, there's actually other ways to gain beyond the cap with like other systems in the
prestige?
Game. Yeah, but
it's a 3-tier system. So you get prestige, your level, from your gear, which is pretty much just skill anyway, because that's going to happen automatically. The Atlas, which is your stats, and then there's like a mini-game system, the Pantheon system.
Yes.
Where you become a god, and a lot of people are complaining about that because they're saying it plays out like a Facebook mini-game.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't have to do that. It just seems very obnoxious. Is that the right word here? Like to say that? I don't have a problem with it. I think it kind of breaks. Like, okay, think about like a Metal Gear Solid game, right? And this might seem like an odd analogy, but Metal Gear Solid games, there's multiple mechanics of gameplay that you transition through, whether it's like a cinematic chase scene or you're sneaking around or whatever, and that makes it more interesting when you break things up. It stops the repetitiveness.
But you have to understand that that mechanic is very different from the actual gameplay mechanic, the Pantheon and stuff.
It is. Yeah, it does play out like a mini game. I actually like it. I mean, to each is their own, you know?
Yeah.
I like the break. I think it makes things more interesting. And it kind of gives you that sense of, yeah, you're a god, even though the story is, crap, as should be expected. It does kind of give you...
whoa.
Shots fired. Whatever,
Shots fired. Salve was launched.
Some of the
You guys
voice
really
acting
seem
is
to enjoy
miserable.
the game, though. I mean,
Yeah.
She hasn't played it.
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't played.
I mean,
For a free-to-play game, it's got a high production value, and that alone kind of draws you
That's
in.
the thing.
it really is. The graphics were beautiful. Like the environments, the character models. There were plenty of costumes, which I liked. You could dress up your.
No, Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I know I asked you during the stream, Omer, but how did the three of you feel about it compared to Tera, which is like what everybody is kind of dubbing as like the great free to play right now, right? The high production free to play. Like, how do you feel it fares against Tera?
It's still too early to say, and the combat it was touted in a way as like an action MMORPG, but it's really not. It still has like it's a mix between traditional and actiony because it's not the same kind of Tera where you can individually aim every attack. It's got an odd system that kind of works for it. So it's different and it's still early, I would say.
The combat reminded me of Neverwinter.
Yes.
But Neverwinter is actually more like Tera too, isn't it?
Really?
What do you say?
I don't know. I thought it was more similar. Those two were more similar, and I think overall, my money's on SkyForge. I mean, Tera to me was, what's it called? SkyForge is sci-fi with plenty of still like medieval elements. You got swords, you got the goblins running around, but Tera was just more traditional fantasy, and I played 100 of those. At this point. So SkyForge was a welcome break. The leveling was a welcome break. The classes were a level break. So my money's on SkyForge.
My money, just to play the other side, my money is on Tera because one, it's already proven itself lasting power and goodness. It's already been out for a while and people still play it. I mean, SkyForge has all the hype behind it right now, and everyone's down to just check it out because it's kind of like the next, it's a current big thing in free to play right now. So everyone's gonna check it out, and time will tell if people get burned or not.
But Tera has lollies. That's
key. That's key.
Yeah, I think Tera will survive.
SkyForge does not.
No lollies, but you can make some really nice looking female characters, and there's plenty of revealing outfits.
I saw that video.
Yes, the MMOs.com nomination for SkyForge is the Game of the Year video with that ass slap. If you haven't seen it, definitely do check it out.
I can't believe they added that. That's like so like.
Shu, as a resident female of the stream, are you offended?
No.
No, all right, good.
It's pretty awesome. It's just I'm surprised that they were bold enough to add something like that to the game.
Shu, you mean you don't slap your ass every morning when you get up? No.
No.
This game
I
is.
slap my ass in front of the mirror every morning.
Sometimes I do too. Just you want to see the jiggle.
Don't stretch, slap your ass.
It's exercise too. All right.
Gotta do the squats. Anyway, but back to that Tera thing. I guess it depends how many MMORPGs you've played. I don't know if you guys out there have played as many as we have. I played literally over 100 fantasy, Asian fantasy themed MMORPGs. So for me, SkyForge was basically the game I've been waiting for. MMORPG I've been waiting for all year, and
so far it's living up to your expectations. But give it another couple of weeks before you
Yeah, of course. It takes
Give
time.
it a couple weeks.
I'm comparing it to other games this year, MMORPGs. So for that, it's already gotten my. So far, it's the best free-to-play MMORPG of the year.
I mean, what else have we had this year?
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
We had Echo of Soul, which is not new.
Cabal 2
came out in Asia like
Cabal
2 years
2.
ago. Cabal 2 is not new either. It came out in Korea.
But I'll count Elder Scrolls when free-to-play this year. I'll throw that on.
It's buy to play.
That's last year too, though. Even if it's
it's last year and it went buy to play, not free to play.
You guys are finding the loophole in my praise for SkyForge.
Wildstar came out last year too.
Well, Wildstar is still not free, but it will be. Yeah, it will be this year.
Later this year.
That could dethrone it. I'm not gonna
I don't
rule
think
it out.
so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I did not like Wildstar. That's a personal. I'd have to go back and play it again.
One last thing about this game too is people are also complaining about the game's progression. How do you guys feel about that? Because they do limit how much you can progress.
So I've been playing. I haven't been intensely playing, but maybe a couple hours every night, and I'm not close to capping my sparks. So it seems to me that unless you're very intensely playing and you're grinding like back when I was playing WoW in vanilla, where it was like 12 hours a day, full-time job, chugging balls energy drink, grinding.
Chugging the balls.
Chugging the balls. You know about the balls.
I know about the balls.
I don't know. It seems like it's more difficult to cap than people make it out to be. It does. What I do like about it is, in a sense, it does limit some type of like pay to win option, because though you can pay to increase the amount of sparks you earn, which is the experience, you can't earn more than anyone else.
That's it.
So it seems designed for people to play catch up who are really eager to keep playing.
I mean, I like that feature actually. That it's like a daily cap. It kind of reminds me of the
weekly cap.
Weekly cap, and it kind of vaguely reminds me of the daily quest in a lot of the Blizzard games now, where instead of having to play one game all day just to keep up, I can just play like a list of games for a couple hours each, and then just feel like I'm not falling behind. Like I'm getting everything out of it.
Here's the rebuttal to that: is that people then are just labeling it, oh, this is a casual game. But it's
maybe
casual.
but
if you want a hardcore, go play Wurm Online. All right, that's a hardcore game.
It is a hardcore game.
I don't see a problem with that. I don't know. It appeals to people who aren't able to devote all their time to a game, and a lot of people can't. Especially when you leave school and you can't skip classes to play games. You gotta, do other things like sleep. So,
one last thing before we pivot away from SkyForge, because Shu hasn't played it. We gotta get her involved here too. The argument to that is, why don't you just let everybody play however long they want, rather than artificially keeping everybody down? That's like a legitimate complaint a lot of the power gamers will have.
Well, why can't you keep playing? Just because you can't advance? It's like
but you can't earn
Why
sparks.
are you nerfing their experience and sparks and progression?
It's like level 60 in WoW. Just because you're level 60 doesn't mean you can't progress. There's other progressions still.
No, but that's why they can't do it, because there's no cap on prestige. So people who would grind all the time would, out prestige the next person. So you have one person who plays 24 hours a day. Thought experiment. He's going to double the prestige of the second highest person.
Yes.
And due to the game's matching system, he wouldn't be able to group with anybody else.
No,
the so what aspect? Yeah. I'm not totally sure. I guess the idea is they want people at the same progression rate. But I'm not sure how to. I'm not sure.
But can't you still earn prestige? Well, no, you just get new equipment, right?
Through gear in the Pantheon system, but you still need to reach a certain amount of sparks to keep going in the Pantheon system.
Yeah,
so no matter what, everything
new nodes.
falls back to the sparks.
I see.
So, it's food for thought. I think the artificial limitation is a bit silly.
I think
I like
fine.
the class system.
They're fine.
It's not game breaking, I think, but I think it's a bit silly. All right, let's pivot to I'm
sure we'll get some comments. We'll get some comments.
Yes.
Actually, I want to before we go to a game that's actually out, I want to talk quick about Armored Warfare. And this is basically another game by MMOs.com as a publisher, which is they're publishing GameForge. And they're following the same playbook, right? It's right now this game is in early access, but to get into early access, you got to pay for the Founders Pack.
Oh my God! Founders Pack.
So basically, they're going to follow the same path as SkyForge did, which actually worked. SkyForge is really popular right now. It's got a lot of traffic.
Still a little early.
But they got everything they wanted from it. All the eager people paid the $15, and now Open Beta is still doing fine. So it's Armored Warfare is going to follow the same thing, and I think they'll do fine too.
Another game inspired by World of Tanks. World of Tanks really clean house. I think it's one of the most successful free-to-play games, non-MMORPG wise, MMO wise.
Yep.
After League of Legends and some of the MOBAs, that's probably up there as the most successful game.
You're
It's one
right.
of the most profitable games in the world.
Like hundreds of millions or something, right? Every year.
Yeah.
In revenue.
Wow.
Yeah, and they also inspired War Thunder, and now this is Armored Warfare. That's gonna be 3 tank games in a row. Boom.
Sure. You've played World of Tanks, haven't you?
I played it a long time ago, when it first came out. So it was quite a while ago that I played.
It's
World
still
of Tanks.
popular. Are you looking forward to any of these new World of Tanks clones? I'm going to call the World of Tanks clones because honestly, nobody wanted to make a tank-based game until World of Tanks is dominated the world.
Honestly, I wanna play the World of Warships because I like naval.
The game is great.
You should all play that game sometime.
All right, I'm
Perhaps
down.
a Sunday
I haven't
fun
tried
day?
it. Ah.
Perhaps so.
Well, we
could
do
be
have to
one.
announce a game this week.
That's true. We'll think about it during the podcast.
Did we get our keys? Did we get our keys?
Oh, not yet, but you know what? We could do Rocket. By then, they'll get back to us. All right. If not, I'll harass them on Twitter till they give us some free keys. All right.
All right, Rocket League.
Rocket League.
Before the hype dies down for that game, we gotta
I have
try
been
it.
playing Rocket League. That was one game I played. The game is great. The game is fantastic, actually.
But
Can you guys explain it? Actually, I
go ahead.
actually don't know.
So
Okay.
it's a kid's imagination while his dad watches soccer and he's playing with Matchbox cards. So it's a soccer stadium. You throw it into the ring. There's a giant science fiction ball. You're a toy car, and you move at high speeds, crashing into the ball and into the car and into other cars. And you got to hit it into the net. It's got great physics.
Holy
So
crap.
it's just silly, and it takes you can tell there's a high skill cap because of the physics. Like you got to hit the ball at just the right angle to get it in the net. So much fun, and the match is only 5 minutes long.
Wow,
It's a great
That's
technical
perfect.
play
That's
game.
nice and digestible.
How many players per team can you?
So
play?
it goes up to 8 players, 4v4, but the standard match is 3v3. And honestly, 4v4 is pretty crazy. It's pretty chaotic. And it's actually called Chaos Mode for a reason.
Aptly named.
Well, there's 4 of us, so it's chaos mode for us.
We're gonna get all crazy.
Crazy.
There is a full review on MMOs.com. You can
Written by yours truly, Sean.
mine truly by the Big Gumbles.
Big Gumble.
Big Gumble.
So you don't seem to be grumbling very much about it.
No, the one game I wanted to grumble about was Nine Dragons, but that game's installation is so bad I couldn't get it reinstalled. So
How about
I guess
the
that's
other
as far as
game
my
you're
grumbles go.
playing?
Oh, I don't even
How about
want
the
to
other
do
game?
Metin 2 or Metin 2.
Man 2. Yeah, how was Man
Honestly,
2?
Metin 2 has the laziest mob design to fill a map. You walk out of town, hundreds of bears, and they're not just one kind of bear. You got brown bear, black bear, and then everyone's favorite bear. and they're just everywhere. Same with wolves. It's just such lazy design. Actually, the funniest part of that game is when you zoom in on the models' faces. Everyone looks like they're in the middle of constipation. I think I used those screenshots for the review too. The game was
Quality Asian
awful.
MMORPG right here.
That is a game from a different era. Like you used to be able
It
to
is,
release
yeah,
games
yeah.
like that, the original Cabal, all those kind of games. And they would do well because there was no other game like them, that was free to play.
Yep.
And then they all caught on in certain markets, like in Europe. I know Night Online got big in Turkey. Metin 2 was also pretty big in Germany.
That was very
Turkey.
big in Europe, yeah.
Metin 2 is big in South America too.
Yeah.
Speaking of old games, I actually kind of remembered something earlier. Do you guys remember how much it costed to play Ultima Online back in the day? Wasn't it $20 or something?
15
It was
bucks.
a lot.
I think
No,
it was 15.
it was 10. It was 10.
Are you sure? I thought it was 15.
No, 15 was with
Really?
15 started with, I believe. Wow. Even EverQuest was around 10, I believe. From what I
I thought
remember.
it was 20. I thought it was
The more expensive ones were prior to that. So the AOL dial-up stuff, like Neverwinter, those games were actually hourly, and they got pretty expensive.
Oof.
Yeah.
Back when
I
bandwidth
think
was not
Ragnarok
cheap.
had it too, hourly. Didn't Ragnarok have hourly?
A lot of Asian games, actually, because a lot of free-to-play games came from Asia, and before then, they would bill on a per-use basis because it's based on net cafes and stuff, so it would be hourly in Asia. So I'm sure Ragnarok in Asia was hourly at the time.
Oh, shoot. I know you're the only other Mabinogi player here. Did you know Mabinogi used to be pay-to-play in Korea?
Damn.
When it first came out, yeah.
I would have paid to play that game.
Ragnarok was pay to play for such a long time until holy
Well,
crap, everyone's
yeah.
copying our servers. We might as
That's
well.
why
go
that's why I
free-to-play
went
stuff.
private server.
Yep, that's how we started.
9,000
private
XP, 9999.
servers. That's a bit much. I feel like the sweet spot was around
I don't know.
10.
You play max level at 9,999,
Oh.
and then it works out.
Oh, this is kind of random, but Remo, you should talk about our biggest news article yet. And how
Oh,
much
we had-
attention it got.
Yeah, we had a bit of news on MMOs.com, which I found the data on Super Data Research. They do awesome MMO research and just video game research, numbers and stuff. So apparently, Hearthstone on mobile makes more money for Blizzard than the desktop version, and that's amazing because Hearthstone mobile launched very recently. And if you look at the chart we had on MMOs.com, it shows the revenue on desktop dipping so much and the mobile shooting up because everyone's playing now on their smartphones. And I think Hearthstone is an awesome game for mobile. I've played it on mobile. I had it on my phone. It just works really well. It just works, and it's such a simple game for mobile. And I have a feeling that it's going to continue making way more money on mobile than it will on desktop. And it just shows that just mobile is taking over the world. So I think we'll see more and more free-to-play games just kicking ass on mobile.
Yeah,
Do
that
you
could-
think that... Oh, good. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna
I
say,
was yeah, no, go.
I get to go first. And that story that Rima wrote actually got picked up on a French website. So
Yeah,
it was pretty cool to see our something from our site on like a bunch of other sites.
we
got
got
big on Reddit too.
Use the research from Super Data Research. They actually did all the legwork. I just used their chart, but you know,
It still counts.
it still counts.
Still counts.
That's the internet.
Nice.
You made this? I made this. Sure, you were saying?
I was gonna say, do you guys feel like Magic the Gathering can never have a chance if they decide to actually invest in having their sets, their new sets coming up?
The mechanics for our Magic the Gathering, I don't think are easy for mobile or for
They need to make a new game, an alternative mobile game / like digital game version of Magic. Like
But it really be Magic at that point, though, right?
No, they don't have to use the same name. Even they could just be like Planewalker Duels or something. You know,
I mean,
It sounds like a
Hex?
cheap Chinese knockoff.
yeah, Hex or
Planewalker Duels.
Just go play Hex. Hex innovates on Magic, and it's a pretty good game that doesn't get any attention.
Is Hex mobile or
There's a
browser?
mobile version in development, but it's desktop right now.
okay? It's desktop right now.
They're trying to take advantage of the wave that Hearthstone created in mobile in collectible card games, basically.
Oh sure, I got some more Mabinogi news for you. There's actually a Mabinogi card game, mobile game coming out.
Oh,
Really?
Yep, it's already
What
got
is
this.
it called?
It's called Mabinogi Duel, and it's gonna
Yeah.
have
You have a
there's a preview page on MMOs.com. I'll link it. Basically, it's actually not a clone, right? So it's actually different than the other ones. Basically, your deck is 12 cards, and each
12
player
cards as a deck?
12 cards a
holy
deck,
crap!
and you
Huh.
start with all 12 in your hand to begin with. So there's no drawing. So they got rid of the randomness. a little.
okay.
Yeah. And what happens is you kind of like Magic. There's 5 card types, I guess, like energy types, and you can make a deck with mixing up 3. So 12 cards up to 3 different types, and you get resources every turn, and you level up as you play play each match, and your cards gain strength but cost more resources as they level up too. So it's basically. It's kind of like one of those card games in a Final Fantasy game. Like you put the monsters down next to each other and they attack each other. More so than, I don't know, Hearthstone.
You're talking about
I feel like that.
Continue.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Shu. It's you.
I was gonna say I feel like it's a little too simple, and like the lack of RNG is. I feel, honestly, it's gonna sound weird. I feel like the RNG is a lot of the appeal to a card game, in a sense.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I don't know how they're gonna do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Because if you guys have a better deck than you, isn't he just gonna win? I mean, there's strategy involved too, but I feel like
That's
in
the thing.
Hearthstone,
Yeah.
any card game, even if you're losing, it's always like, what if I draw that one card that can save me?
Well, I know there's thousands of there's gonna be over 1,000 cards when it first comes out. There's a single player campaign, and the biggest thing I think was this is actually a trading card game, not a collectible card game, because it will allow trading cards between players.
That's pretty key.
Yeah.
Hearthstone does not
And
have
Hearthstone
that.
doesn't let you do that.
That is interesting.
Mhm.
That's gonna. I hope they're ready for the scammerinos. If you know what I'm saying.
Well, they have one kind of weird workaround around that. I'm not sure if they're going to implement this in America, but there's something called Soul Link, and the way it works is basically you have to touch phones with someone, right? That who's also running the app, and once you touch phones, then you can trade.
Just the tips, yeah.
Just a tip.
Just-
So it's kind of like trying to recreate that whole Magic trading thing, right? Like where you trade cards with your friends at the lunch table. So you can only trade in person.
oh, I see.
You gotta touch the phones, Boom.
I think I
That
think I
might
traded.
be.
All right,
Yeah.
little tangent. I think I traded.
We're stepping on each other.
I know. I think I traded a Pikachu once for like a Charizard, like back in the day, because like this little kid just really wanted a Pikachu, and I looked at his cards, like, I'll trade it for this Charizard. He's like, okay. I ripped him off.
Nice.
I had my Charizard stolen when I was at church.
It's a good place for it to
GG.
happen.
What a place to get it stolen! Holy shit! What happened?
Right? I just brought all my Pokemon cards, and I had a Charizard, and it was in one of those really thick plastic containers with a screw. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
With a screw?
I had
Yeah, it was a hard plastic, right?
Yeah, it was a hard plastic.
I think I know what you're talking
I had
about.
it in one of those, and I just brought all my Pokemon cards because I wanted to play Pokemon with people after church, and then someone stole it.
Well,
Wow.
Shu, you should have seen this coming. You can't bring something that teaches evolution to a church, all right?
Oof.
That was just
Fiction.
that was
is
just
true.
asking for trouble.
Oh.
It was the God.
It was
that
a
took your
Lord
card.
at work, all right?
Jesus took your card, Shu.
It was a divine theft of my Charizard card.
All right, God created Charizard the way he is now, all right? He didn't evolve from Charmander. Those are just lies.
There's
That's Satan.
That's just evolutionary lies.
There's some angel somewhere playing Pokemon with my Charizard.
It reminds me, I had all my Pokemon cards stolen because I think Aaron and I like begged our dad to take us like really far away to this Pokemon convention. And this was when Pokemon was like in and everybody played Pokemon with the cards. So he finally took us like 3 hours to this place. We walked around, there was a whole bunch of people there. And like this one older guy, I don't know how old I was pretty young. Some older guy asked to see my card, so I show him my binder and he just, when I give it to him, right, he just bolts. He just literally just starts running with my cards. He's got the whole binder. I'm just standing like, what just happened? And I
Sad
started
day.
crying.
Really?
Everything
Yeah.
is gone. He stole all my cards.
Wow.
And Aaron wasn't near me at the time. Like when we came back like the car, I'm like, I had my card stolen. Aaron's like,
awful.
Aaron's like, I traded this for this. I got these cards. I'm like, I got my shit stolen.
Oh no.
That's horrible.
I know.
Who would do that to a child?
Right?
Somebody who just
This
he's
is-
like that trainer in Pokemon that you come up to tries to steal your Pokemon. It's Team Rocket.
It's like
Team
Team
Rocket
Rocket.
gotcha.
I
He
guess
was role-playing
He was
as
role
Team
playing Team Rocket.
Gotta respect
Did he at
that.
least give you the spiel? Did he at least give you the
No,
spiel?
he didn't know. He's just like, yo, bro, can I see your
What?
cards? I'm like, okay. The whole binder too. It was a
That
jerk
was rough,
move.
yeah.
I mean, I spent a lot of my parents' money on Pokemon cards, all right?
I got ripped off a few times in Magic trades when I was young. I just didn't know the value of certain cards,
Mhm.
but it's part of growing up.
Indeed. It shaped me into a better person.
That's
now
right.
I scam. Now then I started scamming other people.
That's the spirit.
Oof.
All right, transition us out.
All right, well, this is completely unrelated, but here we go. So Tryon is a maker of some games, and their recent blowout success, Trove, is one of the top games on Steam.
Mhm.
But Tryon actually has their own kind of like service for these digital games. It's called Glyph,
Mhm.
and they tried to like kind of compete with Steam. They were selling like third-party games on there.
Mhm.
Honestly, I never bought any, but I did see them a few times. But they've given up on that. So they said they removed all the third-party games. They said Glyph is just going to be for our own games now. So
That
it's,
makes sense.
Yeah, Rift, Trove, Defiance, Devilian, Archage, those 5. And that's probably what they should have stuck with in the first place. You can't compete with Steam at this point.
No.
Seems like
A lot of people
everyone's
keep trying, though.
I don't know.
Yeah.
My.com is trying too.
Area Ignite. Come on. Come on.
Well, Aria Ignite is just their own stuff, right?
Don't they have some like third-party browser games? No.
Not
I
on
don't-
Ignite.
Fine. Arc Games has it.
Yeah, Arc. You're right. That's
Well, I
true.
like art games, all right? Leave art games alone.
You just like the
I-
character creation. That's perfect.
I
world.
just like character creation, yeah.
That's a good point. I think Arc Games should drop that too and just stick with their own stuff.
Yeah. Or just embrace Steam, because let's be real, Steam's gonna take over the world.
Well, I mean, their stuff is also on Steam, right? Like a couple of their
Yeah,
games.
it's a couple of their games, not all of them.
Star Trek is there. All the cryptic stuff.
Hmm. But yeah, it's got over like 25,000 players online on Steam right now. So Trove is kicking ass right now.
That's right.
These crafting games, man, these sandbox games, they're rocking it.
You know what we should play or look at one day as like maybe either us four or just me and Remo, Landmark. So it's kind of voxel, but it's more kind of realistic than it's not as blocky as Sky Saga or Trove.
But the
Land-
blocking is what sells.
Yeah, but I want to try a voxel game that isn't blocks.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I do like those. I appreciate those because it requires to make it seamless requires a lot of effort.
Mhm.
And sometimes it just looks bad, you know.
Yeah.
I think Wurm Online did a pretty good job if it just didn't take so long to do stuff. And I guess
How
Rust
old is that now?
ultimately supposed
How
to be
old is
like that.
Worm Online now?
2000. It started development in 2003. Didn't see an
Wow.
open beta to 06.
So
So
for those that haven't heard of Worm Online, which is probably most of you, it's a game developed by Notch, the same guy who made Minecraft, before he made Minecraft. Him and
Yeah.
I think another partner made a
Yeah.
very, very complex crafting game. So think Minecraft, but a million times more complex and like not basic at all. Like the graphics were 3D instead of the blockiness.
It's Minecraft with a PhD, and I don't know what was it. It's
You had an amazing quote for
Minecraft scholarly uncle who drinks mead and thinks Charlemagne was the peak of civilization. That's Wurm Online.
That's such an accurate. I tried
can
playing
also
Wurm
read the
Online.
review. It was fun. I watched your gameplay video too.
I just
It's
stumbled
kind of tough
around.
to make a video for that because
It's
you
very
do sort of
hard.
stumbling around. It takes a long time to get things done. It's like a 25-minute journey just to mine something, and then you get wrecked by a scorpion.
Wow.
As far as these crafty games go, I played Rust for the first time in the last Sunday Funday video with the whole gang in here, and I really liked it.
They were having a lot of
Rust-
Been
blast.
playing.
Rust is right now. Well, where is it on the list of top?
It's
kind
up
of
there.
survival games,
It's up
right?
there.
I think
It's got about 15,000 concurrent players, and it had dipped for a while when they were rebuilding the game. So it made a comeback, which doesn't always happen after an early access release.
Yeah, I gotta give it to the developers. They stuck with it. They could have easily taken the money, just published a new project, right, and just
Yep.
done it all over again. But instead, they did right by their early buyers. And we played with another friend too, and he hadn't played the new version yet, and he was so surprised by the graphic update. So
Yeah, it's much
Yeah.
smoother. The procedurally generated maps are great. You don't. It's kind of stopped that.
It's not just the graphics, man. It's like it feels like it's not even the same game at all.
Yeah.
It's like insane.
So better or worse from the perspective of you veterans?
Much better.
Better?
Like
Okay.
oh,
Yes, I'd have to say much better. Although I do miss duck walking.
yeah. you miss. You know what we miss? Exploiting the original version of the game, which was
Yes.
pretty much what the game devolved to once you played it too much.
Hacking and exploiting.
So
And
was
turning your game all the way up.
the old version a custom engine compared to the
The
Unity
old
one?
version, I think it was still Unity, but it was just coded so poorly
Oh.
that they had. It was basically coded in Notepad in a foreign language, so they had to rewrite the whole thing because when they tried to update the game, it just kept breaking.
Oh wow.
So power to them on. And that originally started as a Gary's mod
Really?
extension, and then they
Yo.
took it and ran it with an
Gary's
independent
mod
project.
is what we gotta play. I think Remo,
That's a
you'll love
good
it.
game.
It's got
Yeah.
mini games, you know. Like
I've heard of it, yeah. That's a
You know,
fun.
Gary
You gotta play
Newman
prop hunt. Prop hunt.
made Rust.
Yeah. That they had on T
Really?
too.
Yeah.
Prop Hunt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he
Gary's
did.
game is Rust.
Oh, no wonder he stuck with it.
Yeah.
That's a serious studio.
Yeah, I learned.
Face Punch.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Because if it was just some other random studio, they would have just bolted.
No, it's Newman's.
Yeah, that guy's legit.
As a person who's played the original Rust, I'd have to say that the best way to explain it is it's like Rust 2. It's
Wow.
like the game didn't
Okay.
even come out yet. It's like the game didn't even come out yet, and then yet it's Rust 2. Don't you think that's how it feels like?
Yeah, I agree completely. That's a good way of framing it.
Yeah.
And it keeps getting updated.
So
Yeah.
by the
Actually,
time
we
it
should-
actually comes out, it'll be Rust like 8.
Yeah, maybe. And we should just go right into the newest update with the female models.
Oh yeah.
Coming out soon.
good.
So Rust, normally you play as a genital flapping bald man, but soon there will be female models in the game, anatomically
baby.
correct bald women. So there was some controversy around that because, as far as I understand, you won't choose your gender; it'll just be assigned to you when you die or load the game.
Just
so-
like race and penis size.
just like race and penis size.
Also, I think height is also right. Other
Height was
feature
random, yeah.
other physical attributes are also random.
Yeah, it seems so. So I think people are upset because they want to be able to choose to play as a man or woman. My personal accord is I don't care.
Yeah, I don't either.
It kind of mimics. You don't get to choose being born, and you don't get to choose your gender when you're born. So I'm kind of just. It doesn't really affect gameplay or anything. I don't really care, so it's whatever to me. I guess some people are passionate though.
Well, Sean,
Also,
if you use that logic,
Yeah, go ahead.
should you get to pick your own class in an MMORPG? You don't get to pick, your stats in real
well,
No,
life.
you get to pick
Not
your
an
class in real life.
MMORPG. This
Fine.
isn't an MMORPG though. This is a sandbox survival game.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not
Your-
fair
your
though.
stats.
You can get to pick your
Your
pick your
stats, your
class.
stats. You don't get to pick your stats.
You don't.
I'm waiting for a contest, but you can pick your gender nowadays.
That's true.
Does it actually change when you die? Like it actually?
I'm
doesn't
not
know?
sure how that's going to play out.
I don't think it does.
You
Really?
seem to get a new shade, new hues of skin color every time you respawn Shu, so I'm not.
I
not
think
sure.
it's just the lighting movie because
I think
or
I
it
think
might
it'll
be from
change
server
when
to
you die.
server.
Oh yeah,
It could be server to server too. That's something to look into.
Honestly, you die so often in that game, and you swap servers so often that if you're not happy with it, I mean, it's not a big deal. You can just.
We are on the Rustified.com server for anyone who wants to raid our house. If you
No,
can find
don't
it.
tell them.
Oh, it'd be more fun. We can.
It is more fun.
Yeah.
Just make sure if you do raid the house and you find it, leave a sign or something so we know who did it, so we can find you and murder you. But anyway,
That would be a fun game to do. I want to do a group video with like the MMOs.com YouTube viewers and the subscribers. So maybe one day I think Rust would be a good game for that because it
That
can
would be
support
fun.
up to 200 players on a single server and more
they-
on custom servers.
they'd have to find us too.
And I think it'd be
map
awesome.
would be big.
You know what we could do is we could just invite everyone to a server that has like no one on it.
Yeah, I know.
Like those like dead servers, and we'll
Yeah.
just all play on it like from the beginning.
That'd
Yeah.
be very cool. So once our YouTube subscriber base gets bigger,
We
and
could
we can
host a server.
no too much hassle. Why? We can just play an empty server.
I liked hosting a server. It was fun. I might do it for 1 month if we really kept bigger. I enjoyed that.
Mhm.
Everybody gets AKs.
Something to look forward to, or look into.
Okay, before we let Rust go, I gotta say one more thing. I want everyone to appreciate just the name of the studio behind Rust, Face Punch Studios.
That's
What a
good.
great name! Like usually you don't care about the names like King's Island Entertainment or like
Boring.
Frogster or Game Forge, but
What is
Face
that?
Punch Studios, come on, it's awesome.
Explains how you feel like after you've played Rust.
That's what I do. I punch my own face every time. It's a name you're not going to forget. They're smart.
Yeah, it's catchy.
That's how I felt when I shot Sean that one time. That got
Oh
us
my
both
God.
killed.
We're going after 2 guys. I'm like, I got this guy's shoe. Get that guy. And all of a sudden I die. And I'm like, how did I die? I was spearing the guy. His shoe shot me. And through me, she killed the other guy too.
Double kill.
That was
I
all
guess
planned.
it's a victory. Yeah.
And then the other guy killed me.
Yeah. Brutal. Good game.
It was brutal.
You gotta kill Shu and he denied Sean, all right? Awesome.
This is true. I did
get
deny him.
denied.
All right, let's pivot to another quick news article. Dragomon Hunter is coming out from Area Games. It's a pretty odd game from same guys that made Eden Eternal and Aura Kingdom. It's another
And Grand
anime-inspired
Fantasia
RPG.
and
Yes.
Astral Realm and
Oh.
Kitsu Saga.
That's
Yeah.
quite a long resume there.
So basically, this company in Taiwan called X Legend, they keep making like these cutesy anime games over and over again,
Every year. They have one every year.
every year.
Can't get enough cutesy anime.
That system though looks pretty cool. Have you seen the mount system in the game?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you can get everything, right? Anything can be a mount.
Yeah, you hunt the monsters down and you turn them into your bitch pretty much, and then you ride.
It's like arc. It looks interesting. I don't know. Just on face value, it's like Monster Hunter.
Yeah, that's
I
what they're
like
going
the
for.
cell shaded graphics too. I like these. You know what the graphics look like? Golden Sun, a little bit.
Golden
Really?
Sun was a great game.
That was a good game.
Talking about?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a good game.
We all played Golden Sun. Awesome.
Yeah.
Classic.
I didn't play the second one though.
Second one was
Either.
There was the third one, and I didn't like it. The second one is just as good as the first,
Oh wow.
but the third one wasn't that good. I couldn't get into it. It was for DS.
That was that was interesting because as far as I remember, Golden Sun didn't actually finish the story, right? When you played the first game, it doesn't actually.
Yeah,
Finish
No,
it,
it does,
but it's
yeah, it stops.
continued.
Yeah.
the second game does finish the story. The third game is trying to like expand.
That was a good way to end it though. It was like an unfinished story right there, rather than like a sequel. I liked
I can't
it
believe you guys didn't play the second game.
because I remember we played when it first came out. Like the second game didn't come out forever. We lost our
Have
attention.
you
span
played
by
that
then.
game like 4 times?
So have I. I beat the game at least 3 times. All right.
You're supposed to play the second game so you can use your code in the first game and get all the Jin. You transfer it over.
People
and
actually
you
do
get-
that? Oh.
I did. You get the same characters too. from
In
the
no
first
game that you can transfer saves and stuff have I done it.
Yeah, we never
What?
done it.
I don't know. Unless the game
You
does
guys
it
are missing
automatically.
out on the immersive qualities of Golden Sun. Jeez.
Did you read up on the Golden Sun lore, the Golden Sun fan fiction?
I wrote all the Golden Sun fan
Did you find the Golden Sun Rule 34?
I made that too.
Yo, that game had a pretty good story from what I remember. I remember being quite engaged.
Yes.
Enthralled.
Enjoyed it a lot. Enthralled.
Did you guys see the fan fiction I sent Sean yesterday, Omer?
Which one was it?
Harry Potter becomes a communist.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't click on that. I didn't see that link.
Quality work.
I'll include that in the list. That was a good one.
It was a good one. All
If
right.
you like Harry Potter, find out what happened in his later years when he started reading Mark's Angles.
Where is it? I want to show it to Omer. I want Omer to just see the cover.
All right. Also, should bring up that bit about the Hearthstone tournament. That was an interesting discussion.
Oh yeah, that was good. All right, let me go find that. I have too many tabs. This is like the problem I have all the time. Like way too many tabs.
It's right here. I got the link.
Oh yeah, I found it. Right here.
No.
Damn it!
Yeah, correct.
Daily Dot.
Beat me to it. Oh, here you go, Omer. Look at this.
So basically, there was.
Look at this cover art.
Oh, we're doing that one. All right.
Like, come on.
Harry Potter becomes a communist. I love his hat.
Then he moves to Brooklyn and lives in Williamsburg.
I like his neck beard.
I like the part. What was it again? It was about eating food. It's like, and then we ate some
Food provided by the capitalist bourgeois,
Yeah.
keeping me down.
Oh, it was so good.
But this is a good transition into women's esports. Harry Potter communism to women's esports. They're both pretty much in the same sphere of entertainment. So
basically, in China, there was a women's Hearthstone tournament, all women only. So
That's sexist.
The spiel was kind of like they made it look feminine, right? There's like purple curtains, and all the women were wearing white gowns.
very debonair.
Yes. I actually didn't. When I first saw the picture, I didn't really see a problem. And apparently, this whole separating genders in esports is more accepted in Asia, because a lot of the in Singapore and stuff, they have women's Dota teams, right? And they've had this for years, like even back in Dota 1, yeah. So basically, all the big teams in Asia, like in China or Korea, they have a women's version, like a girl's version of that team. So like, I don't know.
But this makes no kind of sense. Why are they separating the leagues?
Well, the reasoning is that in traditional sports, leagues are separated. So
in traditional sports, men have like
separate.
more muscle mass than women. Like we have a bonus advantage in strength, you know?
Right, but that's their logic.
Well, they separated in chess too, so it's not like this isn't like
No, they don't.
esports.
Do they?
Chess?
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
That seems unnecessary.
No,
I'm
Google it.
I'm
They
calling
have
BS on that.
There's a women's league for chess.
So then that someone implies that there's some type of discrepancy
insulting
in,
almost.
in logical
It is,
or
yeah.
analytical thinking.
Sure, are you insulted? I feel that's insulting.
I feel like it's an unnecessary separation. It's kind of like
I agree.
it's just dumb. I mean,
I disagree. If it was not
For what, for
necessary
esports?
for anything, if it
For
was
anything.
if it was unnecessary, then you would see more women like in the top in chess and stuff, which you don't. So you clearly do need the separation.
I don't
are you
think
trying to
that
say
that's
men
the
are just
reason,
better?
though.
I mean, I
What
read
is
an
the reason?
article recently that there just aren't as many women
Yeah, playing
in chess, and that's might be the issue. Is for whatever reason there's been this cultural bias.
then you can use the same thing for esports, right?
Okay, but I don't think that's fair. I don't know if the root of the issue is that there's some type of intrinsic quality that separates them, or it's just not.
I
It's
don't-
not shared enough.
You have to keep in mind, chess,
Yeah.
esports, and sports are commercial enterprises largely.
Yes.
So if there's a commercial sense to this, so like you said, if there's too few women in it, by separating the leagues, now they can sell a male version and a female version.
That's true.
Yeah, they don't do this in a vacuum for no reason, you know.
Yeah.
Shu, you were saying?
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Before you got jumped by Aaron and Sean here.
I just feel like there should be no real like separation there, because it's as you said, there's really no.
It's fair game, yeah. There's no
Yeah,
advantage.
it's fair game. It's fair game. So it's like, why do you gotta, like, I guess the way I feel about it is like, why you gotta lower yourself,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like, to play in like a quote unquote lesser league, you know what I mean?
If I was a professional
Right?
woman chess player, professional woman like
No, no.
esports player, I wouldn't want to associate with a women's league. I want to play in the big man's league, you know? The regular league.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it
but
too.
Once again, these aren't like charities; they're events. So if
But
you
the-
didn't have the women's Hearthstone league, there just wouldn't be women in the Hearthstone championship.
I disagree with that in a sense that I feel like women can if they have the drive. I feel like they can.
Well, they don't
compete
then.
at the same level.
Okay,
Well,
one day
yeah,
maybe,
they-
like in 100 years, but
no,
not
no.
today.
100 years.
Well, my
So what are we saying then? Are we saying that we're making these leagues just so like, oh, you can just have these like scrap monies?
That's
that
what he's
we have?
saying.
no,
Like,
we're
just
having so
take
people
it,
watch
you
them
know?
and they get views and they become events and there's sponsors and there's
Yeah.
all this stuff.
think about it from a commercial standpoint.
I understand some of the commercial stuff. The
I
commercial
think the
point.
commercial stuff seems to make sense to me, and
Like,
Okay,
here,
go on.
here, let me flip this around. Like, why can't guys play in those in the quote unquote shitty league and pick up the
well, it's
scrap
not.
winnings from
You know, we're defining it as the shitty league.
Yeah,
it does
no-
look like it does look like the they made it very they went to make it gendery, made it feminine. If you look at the pictures in the link in the description, that's somewhat like with hearts and shit everywhere.
I think
It's-
as long as they don't cut the main leagues, if they don't exclude women based on gender, then the women have no legitimate complaint.
So why can't guys play in those leagues then? Like now we're being sexist against guys, right?
The guys will
Like,
live.
now-
The
now
guys
it's-
will live.
I got an idea to fix it. Okay, if they want to make a league where women can compete, okay,
Yeah. Okay.
why can't they make it like this, where everyone can, like, let's say, okay, we'll make a separate league for all silver league players in league. Okay, if you're a silver league on your main account with a minimum of 500 games, now you can play in the silver league. If you want to play the
Because then the guys will just win again.
no, the best in silver. If the guy is silver 1 and a girl is silver 1 and a guy is silver 1, they're both of the same skill level. That's the way the elo system works. You know.
I would be better with that than them having like a, special league for girls that so then that way we can have girls win. It's like I feel
I
like
think you guys are missing the main point. These women's teams are like the counterpart to the male teams. They're basically the cheerleader division.
Whoa!
I mean, that's
Whoa!
It
that's
makes
just
sense.
that's just the reality. I mean, I'm not saying it's the way it should be or will be in the future, but today that's just reality.
This is what I mean though. It's like I'm disagreeing that is the correct way to go about things, and like that is how it is. You're right.
Yeah.
That is.
I mean, you can have a women's only league and a men's only league, and then you should have gender mixed leagues. Do all three. I mean, that could be interesting too. I mean, it doesn't.
Actually, here's a question: are there events like that? I'm not sure about sports.
where it gets mixed like
There's
that.
a male, female, and a mixed one. Let's try to.
Can you guys imagine how mad people would be if we were like, hey, we had this male only?
Yeah,
League of Legends
it would be a
league?
shitstorm.
Like, how pissed would people be?
I mean, it
Like,
still
people would
seems
be
unnecessary.
So fucking pissed.
People
They
would
would
be so pissed. I agree.
And then you turn
No.
around and you're like, we have a girls only league. Everyone's like,
That's cute, you know.
glad you up for that take
It
my
is an
right?
hypocrisy
It's
for
like-
sure.
We've
It's
had
a
all these
total hypocrisy.
but we've had this in sports for 100 years. It's not a new concept, right?
Well,
but I know-
precedent doesn't mean anything. That's a major
Yeah.
problem with the law. So
No, it's talking about law, but
I'm just saying precedent
yeah.
shouldn't be used as
Yeah.
an established standard. I think.
no, but these
that's-
arguments have been hashed. That's what I'm trying to say.
No,
I
but
get
no,
it.
there is a real physiological difference in real sports. Like it's there. There's a percent of extra muscle mass men have that women do not have.
Deny that either.
Yeah.
So the implication is that by the transitive property, the implication is that
Men are just
you can always
better
go
at
by the
games.
transitive property. Yeah, that there's some,
What about sharpshooting in Olympics? Don't they divide that by gender too?
I don't know. Maybe not.
most games in the Olympics are divided by
Yeah,
gender.
but even the ones that where the physiological differences don't factor in.
Okay, maybe biologically
That's
men are better at
traditionally
games.
established.
How do you guys feel about that?
I think men are better at dedicating themselves to anything. Than women.
That's outside the scope
I
of it.
can-
No.
Guys try hard more.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah, exactly.
it's
That's a gamer way to put it.
Well, Shu told us a story about the Street Fighter tournament
Yeah.
Oh,
and how you own that other girl, but she wasn't really in it to be good. I guess it was more about. So there are, and you
kinda-
owned it. So there are women who are good at. just as good
it's
at the
like I
game.
said before. It's like I said before, right? Like if you're a guy, right, and you want to be good at games, you want to impress people, right? The bar that you have to reach is just that much higher, right? Like if you're like a guy and you're like, oh, I'm gold or whatever, right? Like who's gonna be impressed by that, right? But if you're a
Nobody.
girl and you're like, hey guys, my name is Cheryl, and I play League of Legends, and I'm in the Gold League. Oh my god, I play bot lane Ashe. And everyone's like, oh my god, you're so good! You're so good! Why
That
don't
actually
you go
is a
throw it up
mentality.
on a stream so I can watch it? Right? And then you have all these
Watch
people that are
it.
just like, watch the stream. Watch
He means her breasts.
Yes.
the stream. Oh, I see. But you know what I'm saying though, right? Is like the bar is that much higher for guys. If you want to impress somebody as a guy, you need to be that much better. If you're a girl, you can get away with like whatever, right? Like it doesn't even matter. All you need to do is like turn, put that high angle camera up, right? And that's all you need. You don't need to excel in order to get the attention, in order to get anywhere. Whereas as a guy, you need to excel. Otherwise, you either need to be you either need to excel or you need to be a jester. That's like your option.
Welcome to the human race since the Paleolithic.
we need a men's rights movement.
The men had to go hunt the mammoth. Okay, the women just had to make flower garlands at home in the cave.
I mean, women cook though, right? I mean,
okay.
Women foraged. They brought home more calories than the men. All right, so they did the work.
But that cucumber is not gonna have a chance to maul its tusks into you.
That's true.
I'd rather gather cucumbers.
Yeah, see.
But see, that's why you have that issue. It's not. It's a social issue. It's not really like an issue of like it being unfair for women, right?
Yeah, that's the way it is. Like in Dota, like if you want to impress someone, you gotta be 6K, 5K, whatever. If you're a girl that plays Dota, you just to show up. you're in any group you want to be.
It's like our first podcast. We mentioned there was somebody who posted on the League Reddit and said they were a challenger and they're a woman, right? And that got so much attention on Reddit because here's a girl who says they're challenger in League of Legends, which is top 200. It might have been Master, but I think it was Challenger. And all the pro players commented like, hit me up, baby, let's go. We'll do a link together, Just, because they're treating her like it's cute, that she's up there, Nobody took her seriously.
Was it a dude?
It ended up being a dude anyway, right? And it was a dude.
That's what I mean.
Because I guess
I don't get that shit.
He wasn't getting any attention for his skill as a male, He was just another Challenger player. There are a lot of people in Challenger which are nobodies, Dude,
Was he making a point? Was the guy
No.
making a point?
I don't think
he was
so.
trolling.
He was trolling. I don't think he was trolling. He said he felt guilty after.
I think he wanted money.
No, he refunded all the donations. He said he refunded all the donations.
Well, at first he wanted money.
Yeah, and then he felt guilty. Yeah.
At least he has a conscience.
I don't kept that money.
That's what kept him down. That was his mistake.
I just don't understand that, man. Like when I play games, I just want to destroy everybody. I don't care. You know what I mean?
So no high camera Twitch stream?
No, I legitimately I just want the feeling of crushing people. Like that's what feels good to me. You know what I mean? Like whenever I just like insta jib somebody with Nova, like it just feels amazing. And every time I get my combo off on Leona and just just delete someone, that's like it feels great.
But I would say you're the exception though. A lot of girls, they want to get attention while they play. I mean, I'm not trying to be sexist, but I don't get that vibe at all from you, Shu. I've played with you for a long time. You've never given off that vibe, no matter who you've played with. But a lot of people do give off that vibe.
I think I'm just crazy. it's possible.
All right, so a lot of esports talk. Any other interesting discussions for the week?
Well, about that women's tournament thing for Hearthstone, back to that, which started this. Mm-hmm. So between 150 and 200,000 people were watching, apparently.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's why they did it. I mean, it's a commercial event, right? So I don't see anything wrong with it. I think go for it. Make the game more popular. Get more girls into it. Even if it means the beginning, separating them, right? Think of it as like an amateur tournament, right? Just think of it as a different.
The female one's the amateur tournament.
Yeah, sure. Because the females that play in it, they're not barred from the main events, right? If they eventually get good enough.
It's not an amateur tournament though, because you're excluding all the guys that are also amateurs.
Nobody wants to watch amateur guys on TV play card games.
That's the point I'm making.
They want to watch the girls be cute playing against each other.
Yeah, and their white frilly dresses.
That was weird. Everyone had to wear the same white dress. That's
Get this.
weird.
If they had to play naked, then I would watch. Right?
It just tells
That's why I watch Toronto news to watch newscasters undress. If you guys have ever seen that, but maybe not.
I'll make sure to check it out.
But apparently,
you still want to wear. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
This tournament didn't include Eloise, which is one of the top Hearthstone players in China, male or female, and she's actually a female. And I guess maybe she has the same mentality as Shu. She didn't want to, I guess, come to this tournament.
With good reason.
I'm
the kids
like
table.
Antisocial. I can't do that shit.
Well, I mean, I'll link her Twitch. I think she looks cute for a mainlander.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
They're
shots
usually
fired.
less developed, let us say, than
Wow.
than Asian
Shots are
Americans.
so fired. Oh my god.
All I hear is not marrying any billionaire
Any
oil barons' daughters anytime soon.
All right, let's move on to something else here. Before I forget, there's a cool sale this week, and I think it ends in like 2 days. So basically, you can buy the Elder Scrolls Online for $12, and I'll have the link down
cheap.
below. Yeah, it's cheap. It was 60, right, when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a. Then this was what? Like it was 60 pretty recently.
Yeah. When Sean got it, was 60.
Yeah, and that was what, like 2 months ago?
Wait, is it 60, not 30?
No, it was 60.
60.
I feel like there's a mini controversy maybe I just have, but like when you have a buy-to-play game like Elder Scrolls or Guild Wars 2, I feel like if a lot of people bought it at $60 and then some guy can buy it for $13, it's a one-time purchase.
$12.
$12. I feel like the guy who paid 60, like he's entitled to feel like ripped off.
Whoa. Didn't we have this conversation with Guild Wars 2? With the...
Yeah.
Were you on the opposite side of the fence there?
Oh, not the Founders
That was an expansion. That was an
All right,
expansion.
I got
That was
it.
different.
All right. So what is the $6 guy entitled to then?
I would feel like I demand the refund and then just
It's
buy
like
it
this.
again.
Look at it this way. You buy a car for $30,000.
But it can't
just
go on sale the
imagine-
next day for.
I'm just saying, imagine a year later the car is worth only, $3,000. That's a
But
stretch, I get
But
it.
they can't. No,
Is the other guy
literally
entitled to
could that happen?
I know it's a thought. Make it anything else and make the numbers, the same percentage, the same difference.
I guess.
I got a sports game for $60 on console. Those things drop in value quick. I remember their trade-in value was so low for the sports games.
Yeah, very quickly.
Yeah.
Because a new one comes out every year, guaranteed.
But I mean, this was pretty quick. I mean, it went from 60 to 12, which is 80% down, and I think
Like a week.
Yeah. So, but again, if you actually bought it for 60 and you play it and you like it, I think you got plenty of value out of it. Like these games are still amazing value per dollar, right, per hour.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel bad for anyone.
People have been bitching for a long time, like, oh my god, game prices are 60 now instead of 50. But like,
Why isn't it free to
Oh
play
my
with
God.
extensive voice acting and endgame content, and I can play any class I want anytime?
It's just,
I like these voices. A+.
the sense of entitlement is
Love it.
unbelievable.
it really is a sense of entitlement because if you look at like movie tickets, like you pay $13 to watch like Jurassic World or something, right?
I paid 20.
Okay, if you're watching like Ultra 4D, HD,
Yeah, 4D. It's the
Miramax.
fourth dimensional film.
whatever, you pay for the jazz.
Actually, it is, isn't it? You don't have to bring back dinosaurs from the past.
Yeah.
Boom. It's $20 for like what, an hour and a half, 2 hours. If you
Yeah.
play like any console game or Elder Scrolls, you get like 50 hours of gameplay. Even if you play it a little bit, you get 10 hours. If you just play it and
It's
quit,
super worth it.
it's hella worth it compared to any other form of media.
Well, that's because the time value is dependent on yourself, unlike a movie where its time value is intrinsic to the game. To the film.
You could rewatch the movie. I've rewatched movies.
I've rewatched movies too, but a game ideally you keep on developing over time. The story or the gameplay keeps moving forward.
And it's a lot more content.
Here's a question: if you had to
Okay.
rewatch one movie 100 times, or like for the rest of your life, what would it be?
It's a good
Oh,
question.
shit.
Groundhog Day. You'll get the full,
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
you'll get the full feeling.
Wow.
You'll appreciate it more.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the correct answer. This was a question, by the way, like a quiz. So Remo, you win.
No, what about everybody else? Sean?
Mm.
I would watch this movie Synecdoche, New York, because every time you watch it, you find something new. So
What's it called?
Synecdoche, New York. It's with Philip Seymour Hoffman. It's a very artsy film. It's, probably wouldn't appeal to everyone, but it's like there's so many. It's made by the guy. It's directed by the guy who wrote Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh,
Well, I saw
And,
that.
I saw that too.
and it's very unique. It's a
You
Whoa,
can't be
very unique.
very unique.
What happened, Mr.
Oh.
Writer?
Yeah, that's what I'm writing, not when I'm talking. What the hell happened? It's a good film, so that's my choice.
Sure.
I'm gonna be the avant-garde ass.
It's rough. I don't
No, you cannot name a
Hey,
hentai. No.
get,
It's Forrest
get
Gump.
back to me.
All right, I'll go with the douchebag answer because every group needs a douchebag. Fight Club.
Wow, that is a douchebag answer.
What did you say?
Fight Club.
Ugh,
It's a good movie. I liked it, but it was a douchebag answer
not that
nonetheless.
good.
Whoa, Sean, you rustled a lot of feathers there.
Yeah, I'll diss Fight Club. It's a good movie, but it's mainly because it stars Brad Pitt and Edward Norton, they're good actors.
I like Edward Norton is a good actor. He's one of the few actors I'm like, he's pretty good. All right, you know.
Yeah, I like him and everything he does.
Okay, for me, it'd be one of the Pretty Cure movies. I don't know which one, but I'd have to decide.
Pretty Cura?
It's anime.
Okay.
Never seen it.
I haven't seen
Pretty
it.
Cure. No one has.
Yeah, it's pretty,
Unless
pretty
you're like a
niche.
little kid. Unless you're a little kid in Japan.
It's a Japanese kid
No
show.
one's seen it.
You know what's the least anime movie I've watched?
Hmm.
The Wind Rises.
Never
Why
heard
do
of
you
it.
say it's the least anime?
Because like
Oh,
it
because
actually-
it's not fantastical?
yeah, it was like a documentary almost, right? I liked it.
Yeah, but it's still anime.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
but like
not fantasy anime. It's kind of like what's the one, the post World War II one?
the
that
Grave
makes
of the Fireflies. Yeah,
So
yeah,
sad.
that was good too. Oh well, enough of that.
Anime movies? I watched one with you, Rehan. Was it the girl that stopped time? Or jumped through time? That was pretty good. You remember that?
It's been on my list.
Yep, I do remember that. That was good.
The girl that jumped through time, I think it was called. That was pretty good.
So you guys watching any anime this season? Like
I gave up on that one that I mentioned last week,
Which was?
like Battle Blood
oh, that one.
Blood
Dude, I
Blockade
don't get the
Battlefront.
show. I tried to watch one episode. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Knights of Sidonia.
Oh,
Sean, you guys
I-
wanted to that.
Don't
What's
need that.
gonna turn me?
I like that intro song a lot.
oh,
Which
I didn't
was
start
awesome.
season 2 yet. I got to do that still.
Yeah, we got distracted by Peep
Still on
Show.
season.
Yeah.
Great show.
Great show.
I've been rewatching that too. I was showing Lindsay, and the show
'Cause
is
it's amazing.
so funny.
It's amazing.
So funny.
I introduced Shu to Black Mirror too, and she loves that now.
Oh, Black
Oh,
Mirror's
I
great.
love Black Mirror.
Utopia.
That one was really good. The one with the correctional.
Yes,
thing.
the
That one
torture,
was
almost.
great.
the mental torture.
I love that one. That was really good.
I like the there was an interview with the guy who made it, and they're like, "So what were you trying to say in this episode? You know, what's the hidden meaning?" It's like, "What are you talking about? There's no hidden meaning. I just wanted I just thought it was a fun story, and I shot it."
Wait, really? For the
Yeah, he
that one?
didn't have any in any of the stories. It was all face value
There was
stuff. He just
There
wanted
was
to
no
think-
social
thought it was cool.
commentary or anything.
No, he doesn't care. He just thought it was a good story.
We need more of that. We need more of
Yes,
that.
yes. Raw, like legit.
A lot of great stories are done by people who have no desire to say anything other than what it is, and people just go crazy with it and interpret whatever they want. Happens too often.
I feel like people always go back and find different meanings in something that like had no relation to that.
Nope.
It's just silly.
Well, actually we're past an hour already, so let's quickly do some more
Wow,
MMO
we
stuff.
are?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we are.
time flies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
crap.
No Man's Sky, it's another. Speaking of sandbox procedurally generated stuff, No Man's Sky, another trailer's out. This game, I first heard of this I feel like it's been 2 years, right?
Well,
When it was first announced, that sounds about right.
I feel like I heard about it E3 last year, not this year. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. 'Cause it's been talked about for a while.
So what do you make of this one? It's sci-fi. I like that. You explore some different planets, right?
Conceptually, it looks awesome. How it plays out when it's released is, it could be another Star Citizen. I don't know. So
guys, we gotta talk about Star Citizen.
Oh, yeah,
we're
we
getting there. We're getting there.
do.
The transition's happening.
The transition's happening
All
right,
right,
now.
all right.
But No Man's Sky, I mean, what did we say before? Trillions of procedurally generated worlds.
Yep. So
But
no
here's
two
the thing,
planets. Yeah.
So from what I understand, right, the whole point of the game is to just go to these planets and explore, and you're searching for these objects. So beyond that, and there's no multiplayer, by the way. It's all single
What?
player. Yeah.
Oh.
You would,
Aw.
so that also kind of dampers it. But I don't know. Still, I could definitely get into it. I think it'll be a really fun. It'll set the bar for exploration games.
They can always
We'll see.
add multiplayer if the game does really well.
It
Maybe.
depends on
It
how it's
depends, yeah.
generated.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't Starve together. Even though they said they wouldn't do a multiplayer one, they did.
that's a separate game too. So they had.
But they're combining it though.
How long has that taken?
Well,
It's yet another game that you pay for, and then it comes out for
Becomes-
free.
yeah, if you have the first game.
Oh.
Yeah. But you pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. In the comments, let us know what you think of No Man's Sky. I'm curious if anyone has anything that we're missing out on. Because it seems it's simple on paper. We'll see how it plays out. But anyway, to Star Citizen. Speaking of flying spaceships, what happened at, what's it called? Robert Industries.
Robert Space Industries. What a pretentious name for a company, okay? Robert Space Industries? What kind of asshole names a company Robert Space Industries?
And this is
I don't know.
I have a space game.
Sid Meier's.
Oh, that's pretty douchey too.
I feel like Sid Meier's earned it. He's earned it. He actually makes games.
He actually makes
Unlike Robert here.
Yeah, shots fired.
What, Robert, he made a game in 10, 20 years ago?
So the big
That's
controversy,
so cool.
if you guys don't know, is basically this one guy, another developer named Derek Smart. He's basically calling out Star Citizen as being one giant like con, where they keep promising more and more features, and that's just an excuse to keep delaying and never like ship a product. Mm-hmm. Which is true. I mean, if you look at the original Kickstarter, which was what now, 3 years ago, 2 years ago,
Something crazy, yeah.
And it was supposed to be released by now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the excuse they're using is, well, the scope of the project got so big, we need more time. And the guy's basically complaining with some good reasons that this is all just one big charade.
And one of the accusations he brought up, which seems pretty legit. I mean, he says he hired his wife to be the head of marketing. Like he wanted this because he raised $86 million around there, and it's increasing for Star Citizen. And he hired his brother as well. So now he's got like his family work for the company. And
do they have experience?
Oh no, zero experience in marketing. The wife.
Okay. That's
his wife is like it seems like a way to spread the money around, and that's what the Derek Smart guy, he called him out saying he wants a full audit of the company. He's calling it essentially a scam.
Well, that's fair. I mean, it should be audited then. It sounds fishy, but it's all it's all conjecture.
It is all conjecture at this point, but I've had bad vibes about Star Citizen since the day I saw the Kickstarter.
I think we all have.
Like, people got excited over it. I'm looking at the Kickstarter. I'm like, okay, one, who is this guy? This Robert Space Industries guy. He made what was it? Wing Commander. It was a reputable game for the time, but the guy hasn't really done too much since. So his experience with current technology is pretty outdated. And I remember when like I kept waiting. I followed the scene for a while, and they released their hangar module, which is like, oh god, we did something finally after like a year and a half of development. They released a hangar module, and you can walk around.
Sent you.
Let me look. We'll show this one next. In the hangar module, though, you can see the ship that you bought, and you just walk around in a small area just by yourself. It was a joke. If you open the Unity engine for the first time in your life, you could make this hangar module in like a day's time at most. It was infuriating.
Well, you can go into space now.
You can do that now. There's more gameplay now, but also, should just link this video showing off the game's.
Did you find it? Hold on, wait. Where was that?
It was showing off game's physics, right?
Funny, though.
It was showing the game's physics.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the Star Citizen, they released a little video showing off the game's physics engine now too, and it's a joke of a video. It shows like a marine kind of guy, like a humanoid, just being tossed around so you can show the physics in the game, which is inherent to any game engine. So there's no actual progress. There was nothing to be done here. It's like if you open up a game engine, it has a lot of these built to the game already. So it just seemed silly to use this as like a milestone.
Build their own engine.
Here you go, guys.
Is it their own engine? I'm not sure.
Or is it
There you go.
Crytek?
The main engine of the game is supposed to be their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's gonna come out or not, who knows?
Yeah, it's just. I mean,
You like that video?
yeah, it's intense. This video
What's
shows
the
off
point
nothing.
of this? You're in a ship the whole time. Isn't that the main highlight?
No. There's like a FPS module now. There's like a multiplayer, single player campaign thrown in there.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This sounds about as useful as EVE Online's hangar to show off your character model. And they realized this is as much as we need to do. Let's just stop. And then they went back to releasing
spaceships.
Yeah.
The one thing I was a little impressed over with Star Citizen was actually their we can do the actual dogfighting module, and that was like it took them forever to do that, but it shows there was actually some gameplay, so there's some hope for it. But it looks very similar to.
CCP's releasing a dogfighting module now, and it looks just as good. So
yeah.
Oh, is that Valkyrie?
Yeah, Valkyrie.
Valkyrie, yeah.
I'll be amazed if this if Star Citizen actually comes out with like half the features they promised, and it's actually something of substance, I'll be so amazed.
Didn't you make a bet and you said you would do
Bud
something?
Light
to gain out?
Lime.
Bud
Oh
Light
yeah,
Lime.
that's right.
Bud Light Lime.
Aaron threw this out there for us. Some
Yes, I pulled you in.
some desert heated up hot Bud Light Lime.
Oh man, you're gonna get sick.
Disgusting.
Don't worry, it's not gonna happen, all right?
That is fucking gross.
I just want to throw in this Derek Smart guy. He's a character. He's actually responding to like a lot of the comments on like blogs about his accusations. And one funny post, he says he accuses Chris Roberts and company of libeling him, engaging in character assassination, and sending forward a quote cult-like army of white knight backers and nutjobs and degenerates.
That's fair.
I like this Derek Smart guy. He's a character. I think
He got kicked out from it. He got kicked out from Star Citizen.
Oh, he got a refund, right? An unasked for. He was actually one of the first He was one of the backers. Was on a Kickstarter, right?
He put up a lot too. It was
$100. It was $100, I think. He got a refund of $100.
Yeah, so they refunded him $100 without him asking for it, right? Just to try to shut him up, so he's got no more like skin in the game. But I think he's doing good service. I think even if he's actually trying to make a game, he has so much money now that the incentive to try to siphon some off to his friends and family is so strong. You know, he needs a slight.
By the way, in
Pretty much
response,
That's good.
in response, Chris Roberts says the FPS module is just weeks away.
But people didn't pay for an FPS.
No.
You know.
They want what they paid for in the original Kickstarter.
Yeah.
It's too bad Kickstarter's the little asterisk at the bottom says, we can't promise that your money's put to good use, but you know, good faith. Have faith.
Oh, Star Citizen.
It's a gamble, man. It's like we're all investors now, you know? Except we don't get any of the money. We don't get anything.
Good deal for him. Guys, we gotta make our own Kickstarter for our own survival game, all right? And then we gotta rake in the millions. Survival games are
How
in.
about this, dude? It's a survival game. It's like Waterworld. You remember the Waterworld movie? It's like
I remember
Hell
Waterworld.
yeah, that was a good movie.
Hell yeah, I remember
I
And
watched
it's
it recently.
fucking sharks. It's just tons of sharks, and they like rule the world now. And like
The sharks rule the world.
I like this. I like where this is
people.
going.
Humans, yeah, and you know we gotta get food, right? So we gotta dive, right? We gotta dive and get all the seafood and shit, right?
Wait, why can't we just
There's no
fishing
more
pole?
land.
Wait, why can't we just fishing pole?
We have no poles.
Oh.
You know, poles. Yeah.
Shoot.
Are we swimming?
Wait, we have boats but no poles?
No poles.
We have platforms, old platforms. And,
Yes.
and if you have the fishing poles, there's no worms. There's no worms. Where are you gonna get the worms from?
Boom.
Huh?
No worms.
Got me.
It kind of exists, Subnautica.
GG.
You gotta
Uh-oh.
craft some spears. You craft some spears from seaweed and driftwood, and then you go down there, and you know you gotta hope that the sharks don't eat you, and that's the game.
You go in the water, you get the rocks, right? You take the rocks, and you find some old metal scraps, and you combine it and make a submarine.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
And then, yes, and of course the sharks are inside their own submarine. They're shark submarines, you know?
Alright, so let's all throw in one suggestion for a sandbox game and see who the commenters, which one they like better, right? So Shu's got the Water World going, which I think is pretty cool. What do you got? What do you got, Sean?
Oh, no.
You're a bacteria, and you have to survive the other bacteria. I don't know. I like
Isn't
that game.
that one game?
Yeah, the
Like,
browser game.
Agar?
Agar.
Alright, so
That's
you
the best sandbox game.
I'll throw one. A space themed sandbox game. You start off as like a very basic ship in space. And you can mine asteroids, kind of like an EV. You can do that. You can eventually make your own like ships. You can make your own space stations, and it becomes like the combat is not the main focus of the game, but it will have combat, so you can have like epic space battles and stuff too. But crafting is the main focus. I feel like take what Rust does and all the current survival games and put it in space. Space is cool.
Alright, we got Waterland, we got Microscopic. Oh no.
Yeah, I want. Remember the game Evo?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
Like,
really
yeah.
I want a modern sandbox survival Evo where you
Cool,
start
that's
out
pretty
as plankton or a single-celled organism, and you work your way up into higher life,
Spore?
eventually going onto the land. Kind of like Spore, but actually a good game. So
Shots fired.
Damn.
something
like
along those lines, I think would be pretty neat.
All right, but Sean, what if somebody like, what if a group of friends get to like become humans and they build like a farm and they just keep farming you as soon as you keep respawning? Like you're in a fish farm.
Well, you're somewhere random.
It's part of the adventure.
All
right, I'll throw in cavemen, right? So you start as you make a tribe, you make tools like spears, you hunt mammoths, and eventually you get raided or raid other cave houses.
So it's like Ark.
I think that's Rust ideal.
Or Ark without the dinosaurs.
Ark still, can you build an Ark?
Yeah, you can build. Base raiding is a pretty intricate part.
But you
of
give guns and stuff, right?
Yes.
How does it work? Yes,
Yeah, there's guns.
No, my game wouldn't have guns, just caveman era, right? You make traps, like you dig holes and stuff.
Yeah, I think I like that because it limits.
Yeah, yeah.
It would limit the mechanics.
And the main thing would be the combat, the raiding other caves.
Yeah.
Plus, the spread, the game design wise, the spread in technology would make the fights a lot more fair between people that are higher tech and lower tech.
Yeah.
All right, so those are the 4. You guys can pick which idea you like better, and then watch us not make it.
No, we're gonna make a Kickstarter.
No.
And then
We're
not
gonna
make it.
Kickstart.
Yes. Then we not make it. The key is
You know
to
what,
get
we're
the
gonna
Kickstarter going.
We're gonna kickstart all 4 as the same game, so it's like you start off as a little cells and then you evolve,
To the
and then you
caveman
turn into
era.
the caveman. You turn into the
Oh, this is so good.
Then there's
The
global
water world,
warming.
then
No,
apocalypse
then there's
happens.
global warming, and then you go to space.
Yes, this is beautiful. Shoot, you connected all the dots.
I know.
This is why you're a game designer.
We gotta go, man. We gotta go.
Kickstarter, here we go.
Speaking of going, guys, now we're 15 minutes over the hour, so we gotta call it.
That was fun.
That was podcast number 12. Hope you guys liked it. Everyone sign off. I'll be last this time.
Wait. We gotta come up with a name for our game first.
Oh, it ties them all together? Ooh, that's hard.
Survive.
How about we'll sign off with the name of the game? Everyone will say what they think the name.
Oh,
of
well,
the game.
everyone will say one word, and then I'll combine it.
No,
Okay.
then it's gonna end up with a penis. It's just gonna end up with a
No,
penis. We can't do
no.
that.
Be fair. So, Sean, you get to go first because you're the micro one, then me.
Super survival plankton to spaceships extravaganza 0.02.
All right, you
Done.
covered the whole basis. All right.
Yep.
We can
All
leave
right,
off with
done.
that. All right. Peace, guys.
All right.
See ya.
Yeah.
This is Remo signing out.